A lot of different ways to get involved in HVAC. So you can be a residential HVAC installer. You may also be a residential maintenance. So you're going to go into those homes when the heat quits working and you're going to figure out how to fix it. And then, of course, you can go commercial. They run on what's called a boiler and chiller system often, which is a much larger unit, which basically uses water to heat and cool the air that goes in the building. Again, you may be installing, you may be doing maintenance. And then, of course, there's the industrial. Not just heating and cooling spaces, but heating and cooling tanks. Heating and cooling a lot of different things. If you ever go on just a job website and you look up HVAC maintenance, you may see jobs that pay up to $60 an hour. It's a lot of controls and computers. So if you want to get into that kind of work, which is the highest paying work in the field, you really need to be someone who likes solving problems, is okay with math, is okay with computers and those kind of things. Now on the install side, it's just the opposite. You got to be really okay with sweating, with moving around, lifting heavy stuff. An HVAC installer is coming when it's hot in the house, the sun is beating down on the attic, and it could be 110 outside and 140, 150 in the attic. There is some thinking and that kind of thing as an installer, but that really comes from somebody who's designing systems. I've seen people go from installer to designer if they just happen to have a mind for it. Sometimes those designers, especially in large buildings, are going to be engineers. Now, for smaller companies, especially if you own a residential company and you work for yourself, you may be designing and installing. If you're going to buy Freon, which is what makes the air cold, one thing everybody needs is an EPA certification. That EPA certification is sort of the baseline thing that you'll get. Usually those programs will prepare you to take that test and also prepare you for basics of the industry. Teach you about basic electric when it comes to those systems, teach you about basic install and all that kind of stuff. If you go to NOCC, it's a year. That's primarily because they're targeting high school students and those courses are lasting a year. If you come to Nunez, it'll be one semester because it's sort of jammed in for an adult to be able to come in, get the hours, and then get out. But if you come for a full 2 years, you can get an associate's degree, and then you're really prepared to work in residential, like commercial. That'll get you all the way to ready to work in industrial. HVAC is unique in that there's a lot of certifications as you go. So let's say you're going to get into controls, Honeywell, which if you go look at your thermostat, it may say Honeywell. Honeywell has a lot of classes and a lot of certifications. If you want to start installing Trane, you're going to go for a week training and earn a certification. So there's certifications all as you go because each of those systems is sort of unique in their own way. So you sort of get that initial training, but you're going to be training for the rest of your career. That's true for all of trades, but it seems to me that HVAC has more of those than some of the others. HVAC is the highest paying trade that we train in, and mostly because they're really hurting for installers. So they're starting people off $20 an hour. Within a year or two, a lot of people moving up $25 an hour, up to $60 an hour for these people that are doing industrial maintenance on these systems. Now you have smart systems, and these smart systems can do, this room is going to blow at this rate, that room's going to blow at that rate. And even in some places, you may have heat running in the back and cool running in the front. All those different things that are happening in your system require a higher level of expertise. And with higher level of expertise, always comes higher pay. And so I think that thing's only going to keep going up.